Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, in the previous video I have explained to you how, in terms of the nature of the ego in the material plane, and how we are so much influenced by greed and desire, which actually causing a lot of the problems of humanity in the 21st century. We are just bounded by the need for physicality and causality of cause and effect within the framework of a material plane, material being, which actually is not complete, because we are a holistic being. As I mentioned, we have the rims of our roh, the rims of our heart, our qalb, the rims of our mind, our akal, and the rims of our physical jasad. We have both the horizontal plane and a vertical plane, which I've explained to you in terms of the feelings, emotion and thoughts at the highest level from the rim of the grace of Allah, and in terms of thought, emotions and feelings within the physical body manifested at the material plane. And we have the sense of awareness and consciousness as we partake this earth in a totality of our being. So when our ego and jasad controls everything, our roh, qalb and akal becomes very small, and in the end we only live and die out of greed, out of the material things, and nothing more than that. That means we are just mere unthinking animal, like the dogs, the pigs, the cats, the buffalo, whatever it is. But why are we given options? So that's why, if for example a cow, it has no option, it has no sense of whether what is this dunya, for example. It just eat the grass, provide you the milk, and at a certain time it will die. That's it. It fulfills its role as a cow. But what is our role as a human being? So when we know that we transcend the physicality, that we have this totality of our being, then we must be able to balance in terms of how we're going to go through life, in terms of the obstacle they're going to face and the options we're going to face. So I have a simple reflection that we can do. This is a simple approach. This is a tool that you can use. Alright, you have a case of, say, Mr. Salim or somebody who has a problem. We can list out what are the obstacles and what are the options. What are the immediate obstacle? Alright, 1, 2 or 3, or just one. What are the midterm obstacle and what are the long-term obstacle? And then what are the midterm immediate option? So from the obstacle we can do an immediate option. So immediate obstacle, immediate option. Midterm obstacle, midterm action. Long-term obstacle, long-term option. So all the options are open to us because Allah give us free will. That's why in the next our growth model we have GROWTH. We have our goal setting, our reality check, our options and obstacles, and then the next one is W is will, free will and the way forward. And then we have tactics, all the tools that we need to go through life, and then finally it will be the habits that we're going to form to be a holistic, self-aware, conscious human being, knowing that we're living in the plane of the physicality as well as in the plane of the spirituality, combined together as a person who has responsibility on this earth beyond just the physical eating, having fun, addiction, greed, dying, or whatever it is. There is a beyond, a plane beyond a plane, which is within the Islamic metaphysics is very well defined and very well explained by our great scholars. Alright, so when we see about obstacle, first you must know the case. So you as a life coach, you can create a form like this, and then so this person comes to you, he has a problem. Alright, so he may have a problem in the sense that he is not happy with his life. Alright, so the case is he's not happy with his life. Definitely it is just a generality, not happy. Alright, so if you say not happy, he is not happy. The question now is, it is just a very generalized issue that come from his thoughts, emotion and feelings. From what plane? He's not happy because, alright, he's not happy because he is having a lot of problem in his job and in his family life, and in his career, and so on. So he has so many unhappiness. So you then can define. All right. So from the Islamic perspective, we can define from the rim of the S, E, M, and P. So the rim of the physical, the rim of the mind, the rim of the emotion, and the rim of the spiritual. So you have the 4 levels which I've given you, the exercise SEMP analysis. You go to the previous video, we have an SEMP analysis. But in this case, you don't go so deep. You just give him, he's not happy, okay. So he's not happy, one, maybe immediately he's not earning enough money. So his first obstacle is, his immediate is not enough money. Not enough. Okay, he has not enough money. Alright. So his immediate problem is he has not enough money. Because that not enough money is leading to what? Leading to is his unhappiness with his wife and children, because he cannot give them a good life. So he's not happy with family. Alright, family. This is midterm, because his first problem would be not enough money. Alright. When he has not enough money, maybe his also immediate obstacle is his job. His job is not permanent. He don't have a permanent job. He's on contract, and then sometimes he got work, sometimes he got no work. So those are immediate obstacle. What else that he has because of he got no money? He just finished his contract. And now he is jobless. So that will then impose on his midterm family relationship, right? So you can see that the long term would be then he has to find an option. So as a coach, when you start writing out these immediate obstacles, then you can then use your capability as a life coach to find options. What are the options for him? All right. So he has not enough money. His job is not permanent. He finished his contract. All right. And his family relationship is bad because he has not enough money. He got no permanent job, and his contract is finished. So you see, it is a circular obstacle. He is facing a circular thing. All right. In the long term, maybe, long term obstacle maybe the wife asks for divorce. Say wife may ask for divorce. Okay. So this whole thing then becomes a bigger problem. Not only that he has a problem with the job, he got a problem in his family, he got a problem of a future potential obstacle in his family where the wife will ask for divorce. Okay. So this is not an easy problem. So when you give him this exercise, then you got to find a way out. Okay, a way out could be he has not enough money, he has no permanent job. All right, he has finished his contract and he's now jobless. All right, so what are the immediate way forward for him? So you as a life coach can give him some sort of career advice, and you can find people who have ability for career advice, who can help them out. Okay. For example, his immediate, maybe he has not enough skill. So his option is to improve his skill. Okay, so his option may be improve skill. For example, he is now a person who is a contractor, who is, for example, doing manual job. He don't have the necessary certification for skill. So he has to improve his skill. Maybe he can take skill in plumbing or electrical wiring or whatever it is. So he has one grade up. So his not enough money is related to his lack of skill. So his lack of skills would then entails him to go for training. So you can then tell him, okay, you go for this certification program, it's a 6 months program, part-time. So that part-time in the night. So instead of wasting your time thinking about your poor luck, thinking about your joblessness, thinking about your inability to have a good family relationship, thinking about your wife is going to divorce you, that is a negative thinking. That is you are already projecting your future negativity into your current life. That's why you get depression. That's why you get anxiety. That's why you get hopelessness. So you have to turn the option around. All right. So give him some hope. All right. That hope would be, you can see that he has no skills. So, but there are opportunities for him to get skills. There are even apprenticeship program where he get lesser money, but he can then have a certification in 6 months. There's a lot of certification program, whether it's TEFE or like a skills corporation, or there are many certification that you can go online and so on, plus apprenticeship. So then you as a life coach, maybe you have contact friends who are contractor who need a part-timer, all right, not the full hours, 8 hours, but maybe 1 week, 3 days. So he has 4 days for him to improve his skills. So he has 3 days in which he can then immediately option part-time job. So this part-time job may not give him the money issue is not settled, because the money issue would be more of a mid-term and long-term goal. So his money issue, his income issue is more of mid-term. He has to increase his income, and he can only increase his income if he has his skills. If not, forever he'll be dwelling on this issue. So when you do this kind of reasoning, you are trying to remove him from his hopelessness, one. Number two, you are trying to remove him to see options available to him, because obstacle is very easy to identify. Just like when I identify, within a few minutes you can then have his mid-term, immediate and long-term obstacles mapped out for him, and then you can then his immediate, mid-term option mapped out for him, and then his maybe long-term goal could be then to become a professional. A professional, say for example, craftsman. He can be a professional because when he's skilled, now he goes for his improved skill, his income has improved. That means he has, for example, certification at level 1. So this is cert level 1. But for him long term, you have the cert at level 4. And at level 4 certification for professional craftsman, your income will be even higher than graduate in accounting, or even higher than even, for example, lawyer and so on. So you are professionally bounded. So when you resolve this problem, the possibility of your wife divorcing you will be very low. So the long-term solution is solved. All right. So he can then go for the improved skills at level 1. Then his income will increase. All right, because he got certification level 1. Then he go for the professional craftsman level 2, 3 and 4, and then at level 4 he will be so much in demand in market. For example, at level 1 he just has taken a course in welding. So he's a common welder, he can weld at a construction site and so on. At level 2 he take at another level, that means certification for stainless steel welding. So now he has stainless steel welding. At level 3 he will be taken a certification in terms of seamless welding. At level 4 he will be taken, for example, offshore welding. So offshore pays a lot of money, thousands of dollars a month. So at level 4 he will be among the few specialists with certification that can then weld joints in offshore platform and so on. So he has the whole income multiplier from the level 1, which may be at if you an hourly rate of, for example, of say $15 to maybe $50. At this rate it is $500 a day. All right, so the rate is really phenomenal. So this is where you mapped out, where you engage your coachee, open their mind to see how they have to see the obstacles in their life, whether it is at the spiritual, emotional, mental and physical level, that you can go much deeper as you begin to mentor that person. Actually at another level that's mentoring, but at coaching level you can open his mind, and from listing out all his problems he would then be able to find a solution that say, yeah, I have to do that. All right, and you as a coach will then help them out. I remember in my younger days I have this same problem, and an elderly person gave me the option, told me that you can take this course and there's demand in this course. All right, I was just finishing my studies, and then I just finishing my diploma in electronics. I want to go further at a degree level, but I could not afford it. So he said, no, you can take this exam, professional examination, and then you take level 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do a thesis at level 5, then you become a professional industrial engineer. I said, wow, that's good. So I did that. And it took many years, part-time studies, taking the exam part by part. But by the time I have level 1, I already got a job as a production supervisor. So then I can move along. Then by the time I finish level 4, my certification as a certified industrial engineer, I got a job with Texas Instruments, one of the biggest company in semiconductor. So I become their engineer, and then later on travel the world, teaching productivity and so on, and later on grow up with other skill sets that is necessary. So you can see, somebody who can trigger your interest would change your course of life. If not, then I'll be stuck. I do not know where to go. But it's my fortunate, Allah has willed that I meet this person who gives me this avenue of thinking. I did a lot of research. Those days there's no internet to search, but you do your own research, manual research by writing letters, and then meeting people who have that certification, going for their meetings and so on. And then from then, I built up my career. All right? So the same thing. You always see options but no obstacles. But you must map up the obstacles at least at an immediate level, because his immediate level is no money, not enough money, no permanent job, finish his contract, jobless. Get him a part-time job, get him certification, get him other ways and means in which he can feel happy, and then advise the family, advise the wife, and so on. So there are this very interactive relationship as a coachee, because maybe for the wife you got to get another coach, a lady, to then tell that he is a good husband. Only thing now, he's going through this dilemma, he's going through his frustration, his anguish, his difficulties. He is moody, he's unloving, he's unkind, you name it. When people are in this situation, definitely he will have all the cycle of anxiety, depression and trauma. So by helping both parties, you would then be able to overcome this problem. So this is a methodology in terms of the obstacle and options, which you can apply as a life coach by mapping it out, by writing it out, and then discussing it gently with your coachee or your client until he or she understands a way out. The way out is what we call options, at the immediate level, at the mid-term level, at the long-term level, inshallah. So remember, our role as a life coach is we must exercise ourselves. As you being trained, I'm trying to tell you that your job as a life coach, as a community worker, is to help solve the challenges of your coachee in society, especially in the mosque environment, in the community center environment, in the schools, in the universities, in various organizations, associations and so on. And if you can have these life coach tools that I'm giving you, inshallah, you will then be a better life coach. And then if you get certified through our PIP, Certified Life Coach Program, which is giving you free of charge, no charge at all. We're not charging you thousands of dollars. No, it's completely free. Plus a beautiful certificate. You just need to go through 30 videos, do some summary, do 1 practicum or 2 practicum or 3 practicum with individual or group, and then you get yourself certified. But continue with lifelong learning until you find the joy, the happiness of being a life coach to help the ummah, because this is the way forward for the ummah as we face the challenges of the 21st century, knowing our true purpose and meaning as the vicegerent or his Khalifa on this earth, always striving to make ourselves good, helping others to be good, making the world good in the way that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all his good creatures on this earth, inshallah.